constant testing of the lever of the power gun. It is now written in blood. You shall prefer the tried and to the untried. You shall choose the tested over the untested. The taste of blood is the wit of one is nothing against the practice of thousands. Test of one life is a pebble against the avalanche of generations. The older lands, it is said, tend to the mad as they would be tended, for the mad do not know their madness. Cure the mad as I would be cured, for the mad may yet be saved. Now it is written in blood, suffer not the mad. Shut your ears to their speech, shut your doors to the rest, cast them out. The taste of blood is madness brings chaos without the living to the living within. In the older lands it was said to keep the faith of all the gods, that you should have prayer for the day and the hour for your need. Paragon, remember a time before these gods may come, therefore a time after. Now it's written in blood. Keep faith of Abaddon, who builds, Boudica, who rules, Magran, who burns. Close your minds to all other faiths and your faith in Nandru. Save your faith in Nandru. Taste of blood is. The law of the new faith may be indistinguishable from madness, and madness brings the chows about to the living within. Paragon cannot survive these lands divided. The old lands, it said, place for doing before the telling, a place act of work before the boast of history. Now it's written in blood. Record all your efforts. Will they triumph or tangent? Will they I'm streaming this, fuck. For the record shall outlast the work, and the word shall be more precious than the act. Taste of blood is. Craft must not die with the craftsman.
Essence we have not felt in centuries.
No. Speak.
No. Here. Now. It cannot be.
My brother. Soul of my soul. How did you find me here?
Why do you linger, spirit? What forces in the Adra tether you here?
A god beyond the grasp of gods. What is the will to a man subject to one like them? I told Sabadal not to look for me.
Oh, is it Nandru?
Wish to be found.
I didn't. I stumbled upon you.
I have been here for so long. No one came looking. Nandru, you are blessed, my fellow Bargrunan said. But I did not come here to meet Sabadal. I am hiding from them. I remember it all. I feel Sabadal's mind beneath yours, swimming in the deep. You should run.
Godlike of Sabadell too, aren't you?
That was the name they gave themselves. Stolen from the ancient souls, whose deaths gave rise to them, to us. We were little more than appendages to them. That is why I must ask you to destroy them.
I'm going to save Sabadell and end the Dream Scourge.
They shield you from the truth of what they are. The Dream Scourge has existed as long as they have. Don't you see? It is their infection. You, my brother, who are more brave than I, go now to the garden and hang the gardener from their tree.
Ow.
Your mind cannot understand it. But your soul, when the opportunity is before you, it will know what to do.
But where is the way, Nandrew? How am I supposed to get there?
You need only walk a little more. You are nearly at the end. You know, I always meant to die down here.
Say hello to Thomas
To
Zane.
siphon my soul into a lonely pillar, disconnected from the stone that makes our world. Disconnected from them. I only hope that Sabadal releases you to the same long peace.
Thank you, Nandrew.
Do not thank me. Only do as I asked. Destroy them, brother. And when you see Wodika, tell her I said hello.
Strange. Phantasmal focus picked up something, but it's gone now.
Ciao,
You okay?
Nandrew.
You went away again, but this time seemed different. I've never seen anything like this. Sluice gates ahead. Let's find Kostya.
Sluice gates.
Lava's high. We gotta hurry.
Good. You're here.
I'm being lazy, I can't go to read that.
Help me destroy this witch. We can't risk someone turning and opening the gates. If the keep falls so that we might live, so be it.
I killed Ludwig, your scheme is over.
I figured you might have. Bloodthirsty. You people just can't help yourselves.
Was it you who told the still Garrote about the path to the garden?
Me, specifically? No. I only provided them access to material from the living archives. The books and records that the novice brought to them were what revealed the secret. By the way, is that novice still alive?
He's in prison.
I see. And what of the steel garrote? Should I assume they're all dead as well?
Dream Garrote was taken by the Dream Scourge. I had to defend myself.
And so you brought it back here? Among the wardens?
Dream Scourge doesn't work like that.
It doesn't matter how it works. It was not present in the tusks until your people arrived. Oh, perhaps this is right. Another reason to destroy this place and go. This is how it should be. So long as the keep stands, my people are trapped here, doomed by an oath to a dead man.
No one should be bound to a pile of stones. Certainly not because of a centuries-old oath.
Our people were nomads for ages until we built the keep. When it falls, we'll be free to explore the world again. I will not watch my people rot here for the sake of a pointless oath.
Andrew lied about the oath. The garden is a secret prison for a god. You're just the jailers.
Then my conviction only grows stronger, envoy. Nandrew never wanted what was best for us. He built us a tomb and abandoned us to it. Do not speak his name to me as if it could mean anything to you.
Just spoke to him. Do it then, but I won't help you. Why? We said we'd free the god.
Burn, then grow anew. A flow to purge the weight. We twine.
That is all I ask. You should hurry on with your task. The lava's rising quickly now. Safe travels to the garden. You'll find your entrance just past this door. I suspect you're the only one aside from Nandru who can open it.
After what happened to Fjord? I can't believe you want another settlement to burn.
If destroying Solace frees these people from a dead
Yeah, it's not the same, Giata. For one, the guy did it, but whatever. It's not my decision to do this, it's his. I'm just letting him do it. Some fucker else burned down Fjord. Fine, we'll save our game.
It is done. Gods. I can't believe it. Go on. You must get to the garden, and I must see to my people. See you on the next turn.
Good work, but we shouldn't stick around.
I don't know how to get to Mihala. Where has a fucking back door I could have gone in?
Envoy, I'll give you this. You know how to leave an impression.
Another once mighty settlement goes up in flames.
That's my third one.
Better or worse, you are a catalyst of change. It must be a heavy burden.
Fucking Kostya did this.
Clarity to do what needs doing, especially when it looks like this.
Closer. We have waited so long.
Oh, fuck it. Fine.
You Adiran Kamayu. Take a few more moments to think closely before you go destroying your friends' homes next time.
Where's this coming from? Solace wasn't a home. It was a prison. We all saw that.
What gives you the authority to decide the fate of an entire settlement? That fits the Steel Garrote, but not you.
Darling, think it through. The Pargrunen was stuck rotting in their keep, and the envoys freed them.
What about those who wanted to stay there, huh? What life are they free to live now?
Whatever life they want. Same as you chose when you left.
Oh, so because I wanted to leave, it should be destroyed? I had no idea I had that kind of power.
Darling, it wasn't your decision. Clearly, you didn't wish it.
There's no option to pay. I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest. I don't know why people keep giving me these decisions. Questioning the Pargrunen, would rather be free than suffer under the weight of tradition forever.
You saw how hard it was for Amalia and her people to leave. They were only allowed to because you found an extraordinary loophole. Mihala would have kept the rest of her people bound to an ancient oath if we hadn't done something.
First Fjord, and now this. Destruction follows in our wake, but we aren't doing anything to stop it.
I don't get why you think you have the right to decide what every person in Solace needs. Who the fuitu do you think you are?
That's what Adir wants. For us to stop worrying about our own destiny and leave it in their hands.
I see your point. There's nothing we can do about it now.
We can start by thinking about our decisions before making them.
I think we could all use a break. Let's camp and get some rest,
Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt the rest of the island has been quiet while we've been looking for the garden. Things have only gotten more tense since Fior, and the Steel Garrote probably hasn't been doing us any favors on that front.
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in staying dead. Not to mention, after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on us.
Island ripe for study. Instead we have to argue about who owns it. When Grimm was right to leave.
Who knew an Archmage could be so relatable?
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place, but it never felt like more than a children's tale to me.
I hear ya. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plans and soul-altering corruption.
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the great unknown, a land of mystery.
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
So I really wish the game would fucking acknowledge that I didn't make that decision. One of the guys in charge of the country made the decision, and I was just like, yeah, like, stopping him would have been intervening. I get the conversation, and then you have the 2 versus 2, the 2 sides, and like there is no right or wrong answer. I mean, I guess I did. Like, I did sabotage the gears, so I suppose I did intervene. Maybe I should go back and not sabotage the gears, but leave them to it, and it'd be slightly better. But whatever, fuck it, I can't bother. So this would be a rare opportunity to put a few metaphysical theories to the test.
That's the spirit. And funny you should mention it. I have a theory about the garden. Or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind.
Aww. So we get to meet Sapadal in person.
About that, before we go any further, I have to ask you something. You told the Inquisitor that you intend to free Sapadal, set them loose upon the world. Is that still the plan?
Honestly, I'm struggling with that question.
You're not the only one. Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of the living lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in.
Alright, what the fuck was that just a minute ago? Why were you shouting at me, if that's the case? Any more words of wisdom?
Just one. Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both physical and spiritual in nature. If you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards in the garden.
I could run backwards in the garden, but I'd trip over. Does anyone feel like turning back? This may take a while.
Not a chance. We're a crew now, so you're stuck with me until the end. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end. I don't go back on my promises. What about you, Giada?
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsley, if you feel like running back to Quilici, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilici that I missed out on the most exciting part.
Alright, we're in this together.
Fair weather or foul?
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not. I have to find out what the big deal is.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the fun. Hope to see you out there, Marius.
Well, let's go then. We can't keep your god waiting.
Where the fuck are we?
Envoy, you're probably here to see how I'm doing, yeah? Well, I'm doing great. I always knew my home would destroy itself from within. I just never thought I'd have to stand by and watch while it happened.
Sorry, Marius.
Right. A lot of blessed good it does now. But enough of that. You have a lot to do, and I'm right behind you. Right, changing the subject? If I must.
So, this is it. The spiritual epicenter of the living lands. Where it all began, and where it all ends. For so long I have looked out on a horizon full of possibilities. Now that it's here, I'm too scared to breathe. Oh, why am I so anxious?
You tell me.
I think that I'm juggling so many variables that it's impossible to focus on even one. Do you remember when Manto Pastor sent you after the heart of an Adragan?
Of course, the power is invention.
That was nothing compared to this. We are standing in the beating heart of the living lands. Just imagine what we can do with it.
Don't have much time to decide.
And only one chance to get it right. My parents were going to build a better world for Animancers. That dream was their legacy to me. You and I have come farther than they did. To an impossible place where anything can happen. Anything.
Whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Of course you are. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've had my back since the beginning. I won't forget it.
Know any stories about the garden?
Well, that depends. I know a few spooky stories about the living lands. They may or may not have anything to do with the garden.
What a spooky story.
Okay. But if something goes bump in the night, I'm waking you up.
Let me think of a good one. There are so many, I can't decide. Which do you want to hear first? I know one about a ranger's dream, one about a haunted well, and one about a golden city.
Tell me about the ranger's dream.
One sunny day, a ranger took a nap in the woods of Emerald Stair. He awoke to a forest of dead trees, the night sky full of unfamiliar stars. After getting his bearings, he walked in the direction of Fior Mesiverno, but the settlement was gone. In its place was the most beautiful garden, hills bursting with flowers, the grass as soft as Valiant silk. Enchanted by this vision, he bent to pick a rose, but its thorn cut like a knife, severing 3 fingers.
How aggressive was he with the
Then
picking
a
up?
voice filled his head, shouting, "Go now, before the land takes you, body and soul." He awoke in his own bed, a wilted rose clutched in his 2-fingered hand.
You have another story.
Of course. Which one did you have in mind?
The haunted well.
Once upon a time, a young girl left town to fetch water from the local well. After pulling up the rope, she discovered the head of a Delimgan, one of the tree folk, staring at her from the bucket. "Return me to my grove," it said, "and I will grant you 3 wishes." So she carried the head into a peaceful clearing and sat it down on a tree stump. First, she wished for long life. The head granted her wish. Second, she wished to be impervious to a sword blade. Granted. And finally, she wished to know what happens after we die. No one ever saw her again. All they found was an Adra pillar in the middle of a clearing, next to an old stump.
And I hear another story.
Of course. Which one did you have in mind?
The Golden City.
Many years ago, when Fior Messiverno was barely a dot on the map, an animancer got lost in the wilderness. He came upon a pair of ancient trees, their trunks and branches intertwined. A strange light shone in the space between the trees, and beyond that light, a city of gold. So the animancer returned with an axe to chop the trees apart and fit his body through the narrow gap. But with every blow of his axe, the towers of the Golden City fell. The walls crumbled, the lights flickered out. By the time he made it through, there was nothing left. Only the bones of a once mighty civilization. As for the two trees, they were dead, hacked to splinters, leaving him no path back the way he came.
And how do you know the story? You know, these stories have a consistent theme.
Very perceptive. What do you think it is? I have my own opinion, but I'm curious about yours.
Just gonna steal my opinion. Way of nature, for it punishes the careless.
That is true of many places, not just the living lands. These stories might not shine any light on the garden, but they could inform the way we think about it. First, the garden is beyond all mortal understanding. If you think you're safe here, you're not. And second, when you walk into the unknown, make sure to bring a friend.
Good thing we have each other.
Indeed. I couldn't have made it this far on my own.
Because I'm
Hey,
much stronger than everyone
You're a
else on the
good
team.
listener. Not everyone has the patience to hold their questions to the end. Alas, that is all I can tell you about the garden. For now, at least. Who could rest at a time like this? Does anyone? I must admit, I had my doubts about Solace. It was like a dungeon, except the wardens were the prisoners. What possessed you to destroy the keep?
Served no purpose, there was no reason to protect the garden anymore.
So it wasn't enough to destroy someone's home? You also had to destroy a symbol? Maybe it isn't all bad. Maybe now the wardens can decide who and what they are, with no traditions holding them back. Or maybe I'm guilty of wishful thinking, trying to find meaning in the midst of chaos. No matter how it turns out, I hate to see another settlement destroyed by fire. It feels like the burned queen is opening her shriveled mouth to consume the island whole.
To be fair, the volcano was Sabotaging.
Sabotaging is like a child waving around a knife. The burned queen is a master of manipulation. We shouldn't forget that. Don't worry about me. I have other traumas to keep me up at night. And besides, this is about you. Wherever you go, you break people out of their habits. You banish the old ways.
I don't know, it's like one of the places people just randomly died. Some cultures saw godlike as harbingers of change.
Then it's a good thing you're here. Better late than never. Wherever that power comes from, whether it's your heritage or political status, it's a terrible burden. I don't envy you, but at least you keep things interesting. You too. Let me get this straight. You spoke to the spirit of Nandru, a godlike, same as you. What did he say? Any advice? Any words of encouragement?
Nothing worth repeating.
Bad news, I take it. I should have seen this coming. Never listen to the dead. They're cynical, full of regret, and determined to make us all miserable. Thankfully, you're still alive. Fate is in your hands.
No reason I can't have a better relationship with Sabotaging than he did.
See? The future is looking brighter already. No one is closer to Sabotaging than you are. Nandru lost that privilege when he died, which means you alone can judge the god of the living lands. Your opinion is the one that counts.
Sabotaging has suffered too. I can't blame them for acting irrationally.
A caged animal lashes out at friend and foe alike. For what it's worth, I think you're going to be fine. No matter what you do about Sabotaging, it can't get any worse. I wish I could say the same for the living lands. Not before I've done some reading.
Envoy? I've seen Mount Forgia erupt before, but never like that. It's like it was angry, like it was screaming in pain. I don't know what really happened, but I assume Sabotaging was involved.
Sabotaging overreacted to Ludwig's presence.
Oh, they overreacted. I see. Just a tiny baby god throwing a tantrum, blowing up the land and killing everyone. Poor thing. They must be terrified. Anyway. Thanks for talking. Envoy? Blacked out at that Audra and the lava tubes beneath Solace. But it seemed different somehow.
That was just Nandru. He wanted to talk to me. No big deal.
Huh, okay. Nothing to worry about. Wait. Nandru? As in founder of Solace. Obsessed with the garden. Actual Nandru.
He's a bit of an asshole, to be honest.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. People in Solace always claim they're speaking the word of Nandru. And here you are, actually hearing from the man. Doesn't even really matter what he said, if you ask me. There are hundreds of Pargrunen who'd give anything to hear Nandru's voice. Blessed day impressive is what that is. Envoy, what do you need? You too.
Can't be bothered to do that, so I'm not gonna.
Finally returning home. How you doing, Marius?
Can only afford to do one of them. Dragonhide? Where the fuck? I was hoping it would change what it looks like, which is why I chose that one.
Holding on. Got pretty intense back there.
Takes a lot of strength to go back to face something like that.
Skit! Unique weapons are highly coveted. Blackbow? Again.
Wonder if Yahtzee brought our ladder. Well, that's convenient. Nice of someone to mark that spot for us.
That's it. The heart of the garden. Sabotaging's cage.
If you would do the honors.
Aye, aye.
A bear. Ah. Oh, I get to keep the bow. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Nothing like a win with a good team. Here it comes.
don't see a better way down. You first. I'll be right behind you.
Envoy, what do you need? Pleasant dreams. Envoy, what do you need? Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't know. Things have changed a bit, I guess. She's not so bad. I mean, she's loud and impulsive and always trying to get herself killed, and she keeps saying things to get a rise out of me, Envoy. But, joke's on her. No one's gotten a rise out of me in years. But other than that, we can get along. She
Got a rise out of you earlier by burning down your village.
Introducing me to a new word for my oak and acorns. Until next time.
Now what?
Envoy, what do you need? Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked. I don't know.